Hey, you guys, and welcome back. So, today I have a goodie for you guys. So, we'll be creating a wig, not just any wig, a full 360 knotless braid wig. Yes. Aren't you excited? I am. This will be my first attempt at doing this. So, come along on this experience with me. So today we're going to be doing a color of 530 and 1B. Let's get into the style. All right, you guys. So we are about to start our braided wig. So the style that we're doing today is knotless braids. It's knotless braids. So I already made a braid. I just wanted to measure the sides of it and the length. So this will be a medium to small, which other people call it medium. I hate that word, but medium size knotless braids. And this wig will be considered a waist, between a waist and semi mid butt length. Okay, so I am about to get started. So let's get into the style. So I purchased this unit from my local beauty supply store. They have these in different slot sizes. So this slot size was a 99, which means it has 99 of these boxes. That's all it means. So when you see those, it might say 68, it might say 79, it might say 110. So it just means the boxes that it has on the unit itself. So I feel the more boxes, the better, because it makes it look full, it makes it look natural. But be mindful. Be mindful of that, because depending on the style that you're doing, it might be too heavy for your client. Okay? So starting out with this unit, when you're first starting it out, you need to examine what size knots your boxes are, because that's the size that you're going to use when you are creating this wig. So like I said before, we're going to do a medium size knotless braid, that is, and it's going to be a waist slash mid butt length. But as far as the boxes should match the size of the braid. You can't have a tiny braid and have a big box, or you can't have a tiny box and a big braid. So you need to make sure that everything is uniform. And with this unit here, it's a guideline. It gives you everything that it needs to give you. So as you guys can see, I have already pinned down my wig to the canvas head. And plus thing about this unit, it comes with baby hair. So for those girlies who like to do the dramatic looks while they have their braids in, this unit comes with baby hair already in it for you. All you have to do is cut it to your customized look, and we'll get more into that when we get to the front of the unit. So we are going to start. I don't want to do that much talking, because I don't even do that much talking when I'm braiding with my real clients. So we're just going to get started. So our materials that we're going to be using today will be our locked in braid gel, and we'll be using some human 10-inch deep twist hair to put on the ends to give it a goddess look. And then we'll be using our kanekalon pre-scratched Outre hair, and we'll just be using some nail glue to seal those ends on the tip. And we'll be using our crochet needle to insert the hair into the knots on the lace, and our scissors. So let's jump into this style. So the first thing that I am going to do is I am going to position my mannequin head to where I can insert some hair. So I have my hair pieced off and all of the pieces that I need for this lace here. So the first piece, you're going to insert it. It's a little hook here that has a knot on it that you can insert this hair in. So I am going to insert this hair into one of the loops. So we're going to put it in that way. We're going to close our latch and just pull it through. So the goal is to get it to where you can do this. But since this doesn't have hair to start off with, we're going to create some hair. So we're going to grab another piece of hair and we're going to insert our needle on this side. And we're going to do the same exact thing that we did and pull it through. So now that we have gave our mannequin head some hair, we are going to position this as if we're getting ready to prep a knotless braid. So we're going to create 3 strands for our knotless braid. So we have 3 strands here. 1, 2, 3. And we're just going to start braiding this. And it's going to create the knotless feel. So I'm going to loop this 2 times to make sure that it's in there, which it is. And then we're going to start adding our knotless hair. So if you guys have seen my tutorials that I have done on my knotless braids on my clients, you know that I'm left-handed. So I always insert my hair in with my middle finger and my index finger. So I insert the hair right under that middle finger like a loop, and you can pull on it, tug it, whatever you want to do just to get it in there. And once I loop that in, I start back braiding. But I make sure that I keep my tension. When I'm saying tension, that means pulling down on the braid so the braid won't loop up or anything like that, and the piece of hair that I inserted slides out. So we're going to do it again. I'm going to insert that hair under my middle finger, and then I am going to braid it again. I know you guys seen I switched my finger position. I did that so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So normally when I'm doing knotless braids on my client, I normally use 4 pieces of hair that I've pieced off. But due to the fact that this client does not have hair, we had to create some hair. So you will see me that I use 5 pieces of hair when I only normally use 4, okay? So this is the 5th piece. So it's another way I can do this as well. I can insert it under the bottom, but I don't want to confuse you guys. So I'm going to go back to how I had it in the beginning. So I had it like this, and I'm going to put it back under here. Now, the way that I just showed you that I was going to do it, that is a method that you do when you're adding color hair or you're adding hair to extend the braid. You add the hair underneath the knotless braid so you won't see the visible knot in the front when you're adding the hair. So now that we have all our strands in, this looks like a healthy size braid. I am going to grab some of my Loc and Braid gel. This is called Loc and Braid gel. You can call it pomade, whatever you choose to call it. It's just something that I use as a braiding aid, and I normally use it on my fingers, and I make sure my fingers are tacky, and I just use this to braid the braid down. This helps keep all the flyaways and the uneven strands that braiding hair has to a minimum. Keeps it to a minimum to where it's just easy sailing. You see how we're braiding this, and it's just going down like butter. Butter, butter, butter. So I am going to braid this all the way down. And then once we get all the way down, we're going to add our little curl to the end of it. Okay? Now that we are down to the bottom of the braid, we are going to grab some of our 10-inch hair. You see, it's just a little thin little piece. We don't need much because due to the fact that it's not really a lot of hair that you're working with at the tip of this braid, we don't want it to be bulky. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. So there's a right way to add it, and then there's a wrong way to add it. So we're just adding this little piece here, and the goal is to add it to where it measures with what is left. So when you braid it down, it goes right into what you need it to go into, okay? So we are going to add a little bit more of the braid gel. We're going to grab this piece of hair here, and you see what I mean by this is the hair and this is where it is. We're just going to braid this in, braid it on in. Get it braided all the way in there. And then once we get to the end of that hair, we are going to add some glue. Just a little dab. You don't need much. A little goes a long way. I think, oh, there it is. I was going to say, I think that the hole dried up, but we got it. It's all good. So before I trim the split ends that are left on this braid, I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. So as you guys can see here, we have the first one I did that's looks kind of bulky and funny, right? Looks kind of bulky and funny, right? And then you have this one that looks very natural, thin, and it goes with the line of the hair, if you can see it. So that's what I mean by a little goes a long way. I actually put too much in this one and it gave me that bulky look, and then this one is just right. So I want all of them to look like this because I am a product of my business and we don't do nothing but slay over here. So we got to make sure that everything is uniform. So that's what we're doing. So obviously after you braid your braid, some people like to cut the hair after, which I feel like that's a lot. I like to cut as I go, so I don't have to worry about coming back to it and lifting all those braids up and doing all of that stuff. But as you guys can see, after we cut off the split ends, we're going to cut this little piece off as well, because this is the piece that did not make the cut. So it didn't make the cut, so we got to cut it off. There you go. And you got a little bit more on here. All we want is that curl. All we want is that curl. So we're going to take that off as well. Boom. Now all you have is this. I know you're looking like, oh, that's not a curl. That's not really going to be anything. But be mindful. This is going to be a wig unit. And you want your client to look good and feel comfortable. You don't want them walking around feeling like they got 10 packs of braiding hair in their head, okay? So that's what we're doing. So we are going to speed this up so we can get into the front part. I'm going to do a little something different with the front. So if you're liking what you're seeing, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, and subscribe. So let's get this video sped up. So I've decided to stop braiding because I wanted to give you guys a close-up of how to crochet this in. I feel like what I just showed you in the beginning was just a snippet, but I want to bring this a bit closer so you guys can see exactly how we're going to put this crochet hair into these knots, okay? So I am going to grab my crochet needle and we're going to do this a little bit up close. So we have our strands of hair. I'm going to grab one from right here. And as you guys can see, it has a cross motion. All of these have different patterns, but you're basically inserting the needle in that and should be able to get a nice tug or pull, and we're going to pull it through like that. And then we are going to get another piece, and we're going to do the same exact thing, okay? So we are giving this mannequin giving the mannequin some hair to grab onto. So we're going to put this in 3 strands, like I showed you in the beginning. And we are going to braid this. We're going to make our knotless braid. So anybody that has done knotless, you know you start off like that. And then you go in and you add the hair. Add the hair. And each time you add the hair, you braid it down just a bit. And you do that until you have it all in, which we do. I am just moving some hair over to make sure that all of these strands are even, and they are, because we want uniform braids when this is done. So after that, you're just going to braid down. I'm going to take this back a little bit, and we're just going to braid, 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 braid until we get all the way to the end and we add our human hair to the end of it. All right, you guys, so I feel like you did not get a full close-up of what I'm doing. So we are crocheting the braiding hair into these little loops that they have here. These come with these loops already in there, as you can see. You loop that in and pull it. So what I've done is I put the crochet needle inside those 2 loops, as you guys can see. You're just going to put the hair on the crochet needle and pull it through. We're going to do the exact same thing with the second strand of hair, but this time we're going to do it in a cross method. So we're going to go in the middle of the 2 loops, put this on the crochet hook, close the latch, and pull it through. So now we have one going that way and one going this way, and we're going to create our braid. So this is our hair. We are giving this lace cap hair. So this is how I started off to make my 3 strands before I create my knotless braid. And I just go in and start braiding it. And once I go in and make that first loop, then that's when I add the hair. So we have made it to the top of our unit, and I have decided to do a skunk print with the color 530 from Freetress brand. So just like we did with our other braids, we're going to add some red curly hair at the end of this one as well. This is just a preview of what that skunk print is going to look like. I think it's going to look cute. Hey, have you subscribed yet? Have you liked the video yet? If not, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. All right, you guys, we are concluding our tutorial. We are on the last braid. I am so excited to see how this wig turned out, aren't you? After this step, we have to steam our braids, so hold on tight. All right, you guys, we're at the steaming process, and I didn't want to dip the braids because it is a unit, so I didn't want it to be just sitting and not air drying. So we're going to steam it, which is even better. Get it quick, fast, and out of the way. We're going to steam the whole unit to make it look sleek. All right, you guys, so it's the same exact concept when we're doing a client. We're going to apply our mousse to the braids to give it that shine and that overall slickness. And then we do not put it on the curls. We leave the curls alone. So I just wanted to braid down the edges. I just didn't want them hanging out where they can get tangled or whatever. So we're going to braid them down and then we are done. And here is our finished look. What do you guys think? It's giving knotless, right? It is. It's giving knotless. It's giving scalp. It's giving natural. Yes. This wig is first of many that I will be offering for clients who are experiencing hair loss conditions, alopecia clients, or anybody who just want to get up and go without sitting for a style. This knotless wig is universal. You can put it up, you can put it down. You can also secure it. It has a band on the inside along with some clips. There's a lace frontal in the front along with one in the back around the nape area. And don't forget, it comes with those baby hairs for any young girl that's watching this. And I will be offering this in every color. Yes, every color. But as you guys can see, it looks good installed. Well, not installed, but modeling it, if you know what I mean. But yes, this unit is for sale. I will be selling these. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial and learned something, please, if you do try this style, tag me in your videos. I definitely would like to see what you learned from this tutorial. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Please make sure to follow, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.